Okay, so I had my meeting with Joe. Essentially, he came up with a number of web pages our website will have. So we'll have a home page for a quick record with the mission statement. Upload slash record, explore, download, contribute, learn about us, and contact us, and FAQ, login, and sign up. So I imagine this will be our nav bar. I think we can merge some of these web pages, like explore and download possibly. I don't know how those are different. Or the about us and contact us page, because that's a lot. Otherwise, I think every other web page is pretty good. In other news, we're trying to come up with a name, and the names that we have are earth tones and nature signs. Signs as in like a sign graph that you get with sound. So I really liked earth tones, but it sounds like we're a lotion company instead of like we're trying to sell lotion earth tones. But I like both. They're cool. So we're going to develop those web pages, but I still need to get the quick record working and uploading to the database done. So we're going to do that. Hi everyone, this is Leslie from the future editor. Um, so basically, what you see is me. I just woke up and I found some code on the last episode before it ended called Recording API on Stack Overflow. So, like a lot of programmers that Google their solutions, I did a much similar thing, but I need to know why it works and how it works so I can maybe write a function to use it to send a binary blob to the backend. I won't be doing that this episode. It's mostly testing out the recording API. There was fundamentally two bugs that I ran into, and that is, create object URL is depreciated, and then I think the other one was overload resolution, which was related to object thing. I'm going to stop the video to show you what's happening, but this video is going to be sped up here just for a few minutes to show you the work that goes into trying to just solve this problem. I think there's a lot of libraries that you can find on GitHub that could do a better job or maybe has better utility. But for now, I'm really just trying to find the simplest and fastest solution to recording audio into a React app. Here, I just figured out, to my disappointment, that clearly this overload resolution failure is some sort of type error with create object. So I need to figure a way out to fix that. I think, yeah, right here is where I kind of find it, is that it depreciated back in like 2020 or 2013. So have to keep that in mind. I think I just ended up deleting that piece of code. It's just not necessary anymore because of attributes on the class object that you can call instead. Yeah, there's also this other issue of navigator get user media depreciation. You'll find pieces of code that can record audio that used to work 10 years ago, like navigator dot. It's now media, get media, I think. You'll see here in a second is how it gets the audio stream. So I think I have to change 2 lines of code here, and that's about it. I'm going to slow down the video to show you the error that I end up getting. pretty interesting. Media Get Devices allows you to stream video and audio, much like Twitch, or you get to display YouTube videos. All these little different, um, to us probably very complicated technological tools that we all like to enjoy, like Twitch and YouTube, things like that. I don't have much to add. I mean, this is how I do any programming project is you go straight to the documentation to read what each JavaScript object or HTML object kind of works, and then you kind of think about, some piece of code you find in logic and how they're trying to do it. Sometimes it's not the best to always reinvent the wheel, but see how other people do it. And this kind of saves you a ton of time because I only spent like 3 hours on this project on this day. So here I'm just reading to the side on what to do next. Enjoying my Gatorade. You sip that Gatorade. Okay. What else is going on? Yeah, I think because I'm getting this error, I come to the conclusion that maybe I should wrap it in a try statement, which ends up being a dead end completely, and I just kind of go back and remove navigator completely. So there's the error, and then I finally end up resolving the error. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so after doing a little research, mostly on Stack Overflow, like most programmers do, we found a solution, or a recording API. And the way this works is that you click record. Hello, 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 testing, 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 classifying nature sounds. Record. Hello, 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 testing, 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 classifying nature sounds. Record. Okay, so what happened is we hit a record button, and then it pops up a stop, which then triggers an event inside JavaScript to stop the recording. Right now, it's recording all the sounds I'm generating into the microphone into binary blobs, which is a great piece of code here that I'll link in the video below. And then it pops up a stop, which then triggers it. Yeah, you don't need to hear that again. It has this weird little thing with this showing up, but this is more CSS related on the right hand side, which I'll fix later. I'm not too interested about that. We're just trying to get our data into the database. So we can easily delete it here and it's gone. So all this is that we're recording audio and saving audio inside a browser via memory and stuff like that. I do want to test something like testing, saving memory. If I refresh it, does it? No. So what you saw there is that it records the audio into chunks, or what they call binary blobs, and it saves it in memory, but when we refresh the page, the audio is gone. So what we're trying to do is save the audio into the database. Now, to explain what's going on a little bit more, I found this audio at this link right here, that link in the video below. There was a lot of hiccups to this, especially the fact to record audio through the browser. A lot of the classes are depreciated and have been upgraded to new types of media devices. So essentially, if you want to stream video or audio through the browser for any sort of browser compatibility, if it's Firefox or Safari, you need to follow these standards right here, rather than what a depreciated function might be. So that added to a lot of confusion, but luckily enough, I found this code right here. This guy's solution was very helpful. We only had to fix one error because we had one error at line 19 here, where essentially it popped up as a type error, which was easily changed by removing some code. There's some weird like access to memory object stuff going on that's really abstracted away with these function calls, but I'm only concerned about the UI stuff and passing the data to the back end, so I'm not going to go deeper into that. But just so you know, this works, and the way it works, like any React component, is like this. So it breaks down into a render statement or a return, where we're returning divs, audio tags, and another div whether or not we're recording. So like this is record, and then this is the stop recording. So we can create some CSS to change the way the button looks. If it doesn't work, there's some pop-up stuff like audio stream not available, and this is the delete button. So what it's doing here with this map function is that every time, if we go back really quick, record. So every time I press record and stop, it's generating an audio clip that's being saved into basically an array right here. So it's like audio clip 1, audio clip 2, like 1, 2, 3, like that. So you can do that as many times as possible as you want. But here what we want to do is I'm possibly save the audio array. Let's kind of follow through this logic. So we have start recording when I hit the record button. So we're recording, and then stop. So start recording references this function above, which it clears the old data chunks, and then starts recording in 10 milliseconds right here, and then sets recording to true. This triggers this logic above here where we're triggering the media devices. So media devices is the class that is from the HTML and JavaScript, if I understand that right. I think I could be wrong there. Where this allows us to access our microphone audio. So a pop-up will show up and be like, do you want this browser to access your audio? And then when you click yes, it allows the stream to be open through your hardware to start saving that audio. So right here, this is an if statement. So if I'm not talking, like if there's no sound going into the mic, the data won't be added to the chunk. It will only add data when I'm talking, or if it's picking up white noise, things like that. So I was thinking, okay, I'll send the data from here, but reading it more, when this is called, right, when we click stop the audio recording, that's when the saving starts. So like it saves the audio after we stop recording, which is probably the better design here. Here is where we make a new function to we'll call insert post. We'll do post audio, something like that, to backend. And I was interested in what was going on. So this set states stop the recording to false, like it set it to true when we started clicking the button, and when we hit stop it sets it to false, which is good. So the save audio is really interesting, is where it takes what's in memory right now, the chunks that it defined, into a blob, and this blob goes into an audio URL, and then it it connotates or appends it to the array above, and audios above right here. So it's I would say a very elegant piece of code that was written here, and just want to thank didn't mean to do that. Let's go. let's go here. Just want to thank user Webwoman for writing that piece of code, that great piece of code right there. So yeah, so we're going to take this piece of code, make a new function to push the data to the back end. Every time the user hits stop, the audio will be sent to the Python server to insert into the database.